Julia Fiona Roberts was born on October 28, 1967, in Smyrna, Georgia, into a family where creativity wasn't encouraged. It was a way of life. Her parents, Betty Lou Bredemus and Walter Grady Roberts, were both actors and playwrights who ran a children's acting workshop, immersing Julia and her siblings in storytelling from an early age. The household buzzed with rehearsals, scripts, and performances, quietly shaping Julia's instincts long before she ever imagined a Hollywood career. Growing up, she absorbed the rhythms of dialogue and the emotional honesty required on stage, lessons that would later define her acting style. Though life wasn't without its challenges, Julia's upbringing instilled resilience and curiosity. These early experiences planted the seeds for a career built not just on charm, but on emotional intelligence and deep respect for the craft of performance. Education and early passion for acting. Julia attended Griffin Middle School before moving on to Campbell High School in Georgia, where her natural charisma became increasingly evident. She wasn't the loudest voice in the room, but when she stepped onto a stage, attention followed effortlessly. School plays and drama classes became spaces where she could experiment, learn, and grow, gradually discovering how powerful subtlety could be. Friends and teachers noticed her ability to connect emotionally, a quality that set her apart even in those early years. Though acting fascinated her, Julia also understood that talent alone wasn't enough. It required discipline and persistence. Her high school years helped shape that mindset. By the time graduation arrived, she wasn't chasing fame. She was chasing possibility. That quiet determination would soon push her beyond familiar surroundings and toward a future filled with uncertainty and promise. A bold move to New York City. After high school, Julia made a life-altering decision that many only dream about. She packed her bags and moved to New York City. The transition was anything but glamorous. Manhattan was competitive, fast, and indifferent to ambition. Yet Julia embraced the challenge. She enrolled in acting classes, auditioned relentlessly, and supported herself while learning how the industry truly worked. Theater became her training ground, offering rejection as often as opportunity. Still, she persisted, absorbing feedback and refining her instincts with every audition room experience. Those years were crucial, teaching her patience and humility while strengthening her resolve. New York didn't hand Julia success, but it gave her something equally valuable: confidence earned through effort. Each callback, no matter how small, reinforced her belief that she belonged in this world, even if the spotlight hadn't found her yet. First steps into film and early recognition. Julia Roberts' transition from theater to film came in the late 1980s, marking the beginning of her screen journey. Her early roles, including a notable appearance in Satisfaction in 1988, hinted at a magnetic screen presence that was difficult to ignore. Though the film itself was modest, Julia stood out with an ease that felt natural rather than rehearsed. That same year, she gained wider attention with Mystic Pizza, portraying Daisy, a young woman navigating love, independence, and uncertainty. The performance resonated with audiences because it felt honest and lived in. Critics took notice, recognizing her ability to balance vulnerability with confidence. These early films didn't make her a superstar overnight, but they firmly positioned her as an actress to watch, someone capable of bringing authenticity to stories rooted in everyday emotion. Breakthrough with Steel Magnolias. In 1989, Julia delivered a career-defining performance in Steel Magnolias, a film that showcased her emotional depth like never before. Playing Shelby Eatonton, a spirited young woman facing serious health challenges, Julia balanced charm, humor, and heartbreak with remarkable grace. The role demanded emotional range, and she met it fearlessly, moving audiences to both laughter and tears. Her performance earned her first Academy Award nomination, a clear signal that she was no longer just a rising talent, she was a serious actress. What made the role unforgettable was its sincerity. Julia never overplayed the drama. Instead, she allowed vulnerability to lead, creating a character that felt deeply human. Steel Magnolias didn't just elevate her career, it cemented her reputation as someone capable of carrying emotional truth onto the screen. Global stardom with Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts became a global icon almost overnight with her unforgettable role in Pretty Woman in 1990. As Vivian Ward, she brought warmth, humor, and self-awareness to a character that could have easily felt one-dimensional. Her chemistry with Richard Gere was effortless, turning the film into a cultural phenomenon that resonated worldwide. Audiences fell in love with her radiant smile and expressive eyes, but more importantly, with the confidence and humanity she infused into Vivian. The film's success transformed Julia into a household name and established her as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. Yet even amid the sudden fame, she maintained a grounded presence, choosing roles that allowed her to grow rather than repeat herself. Pretty Woman wasn't just a hit, it was the moment Julia Roberts became unforgettable. Dominating the 1990s with versatility. Throughout the 1990s, Julia Roberts proved she was far more than a romantic comedy star. While films like Notting Hill and Runaway Bride reinforced her status as America's sweetheart, she also embraced complex roles in dramas and thrillers. Performances in The Pelican Brief and Sleeping with the Enemy demonstrated her ability to command tension and emotional nuance. What set her apart was her adaptability. She could lead a lighthearted romance one year and anchor a gripping legal thriller the next. Directors valued her instinctive understanding of character, while audiences trusted her choices. This decade solidified Julia as a rare talent who balanced commercial success with artistic credibility, navigating Hollywood on her own terms while remaining consistently compelling on screen. Career peak with Erin Brockovich. In 2000, Julia reached a monumental career milestone with Erin Brockovich. Portraying a real-life legal assistant who challenged corporate injustice, Julia delivered a fearless, transformative performance. She embodied Erin's determination, vulnerability, and sharp wit with striking authenticity, disappearing into the role completely. The performance earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress, a recognition that felt both earned and inevitable. Beyond accolades, the film reinforced Julia's ability to portray strong, complex women who defy expectations. Erin Brockovich wasn't just a professional triumph. It was a cultural moment that highlighted the power of storytelling rooted in real-world impact. Julia's portrayal inspired audiences and proved that her talent extended far beyond charm, firmly establishing her among the greatest actors of her generation. Continued success and mature roles. As her career evolved, Julia embraced roles that reflected depth, maturity, and emotional complexity. Films like Closer and August, Osage County showcased her willingness to explore flawed, layered characters. In August, Osage County, she delivered a raw, commanding performance that reminded audiences of her dramatic intensity. These roles weren't about likability, they were about truth. Julia leaned into discomfort, allowing characters to be messy, conflicted, and deeply human. Critics praised her fearlessness and continued relevance in an ever-changing industry. Rather than chasing trends, she chose projects that challenged her creatively. This phase of her career demonstrated longevity rooted in substance, proving that meaningful performances, not constant visibility, are what sustain a lasting legacy in Hollywood. Expanding into television. In 2018, Julia Roberts made a notable transition into television with the Amazon Prime series Homecoming. Her portrayal of Heidi Bergman revealed a quieter, more restrained performance style that suited the psychological thriller format. The role allowed her to explore subtlety in a new way, relying on nuance rather than spectacle. Audiences and critics alike praised her ability to adapt seamlessly to long-form storytelling. The series earned her a Golden Globe nomination and reaffirmed her versatility across mediums, Julia's move into television wasn't a departure from film. It was an expansion of her creative reach. By embracing new platforms and formats, she demonstrated curiosity and adaptability, qualities that continue to define her enduring success in the entertainment industry, personal life and lasting partnership. Beyond the screen, Julia Roberts has built a life grounded in privacy, family, and balance. In 2002, she married cinematographer Daniel Moder, whom she met while working on The Mexican. Their relationship, rooted in mutual respect and shared values, has remained strong away from public spectacle. Together, they have raised 3 children, prioritizing normalcy despite global fame. Julia has often spoken about the importance of family in shaping her perspective, influencing the roles she chooses and the pace of her career. Rather than chasing constant visibility, she has embraced intentional living, focusing on work that aligns with her values. This grounded approach has allowed her to sustain both personal fulfillment and professional excellence. Legacy, influence, and ongoing inspiration. Julia Roberts' legacy extends far beyond box office numbers and awards. She represents authenticity in an industry often driven by image, proving that warmth, intelligence, and emotional honesty never go out of style. Her influence can be seen in generations of actors inspired by her fearlessness and range. Equally important is her commitment to philanthropy and social causes, reflecting a desire to give back quietly and meaningfully. Decades into her career, Julia remains relevant not because she seeks attention, but because her work continues to resonate. Her journey is a testament to longevity built on talent, integrity, and choice. As audiences revisit her films and discover new performances, Julia Roberts' story continues, steady, inspiring, and unmistakably human.